Hello, everybody. My name's Chris Brewer. I'm the instructor for this class, CIT 105 Introduction to Computers, and I wanted to just kind of give an overview of Blackboard for this class because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. Now, the one thing I want you guys to understand is like for this class, we deal with Blackboard, and then there's MindTap, and then there's SAM, SAM. Blackboard is what you're staring at now. It's kind of the learning something. I forget what the LMS stands for. Learning management system, I think it is. But anyway, this page is going to be mostly what we deal with. Now, there are going to be links that we use that's going to take us to MindTap, where we can read the textbook, or links that will take us to test, which are the SAM, which is the SAM portion of this. Now, I personally think that dealing with three different gateways is a lot. All right. And I don't think that dealing with that should be the major portion of a class. I think that we should try to make it as easy as possible. So that's my goal here, is to make this as easy for you guys as I possibly can. So what I want to convey to you is pretty much everything that you need for to take this class is going to be here on Blackboard's pages. I've created links that will take you where you need to go in MindTap, and I've created links that will take you where you need to go in SAM. So you don't really have to do much with those other two. You would just click on the links here in Blackboard, and they'll take you exactly where you need to go. So I'll get to more into that in a second, but let me start off just by talking about Blackboard. Looks a little bit different because you can see I'm looking at this in instructor mode. There's things that I could do to change this, like there's a student preview. I could change it to this, but it doesn't show me. There's certain things that it limits me to do to show you because there's certain things that just aren't there. So like this lock, I'll show you what that means in a second. So let me get out of this and take you back to instructor mode, so you can at least see uh, what I want to show you. Okay, so first thing I want you to do is you see there's a button that says Start Here. That's where you're going to start. All right, and that's where some of the basics for this class are. So here's some information about me, just who I am and stuff like that. So there's that, how to get in touch with me. The next thing down are the syllabus and the schedule. So if you click on these, like this will open up the syllabus. If you want to download it, you can click this button here, and it will create it will download it for you, so you can print it out if you want to. But this is the syllabus. Now it may be look a little different than, depending on what semester we're looking at or what kind of class it is, because like this is for an in-person hybrid class. Some of my classes are completely and totally online, so some things will be a little bit different, but pretty much the syllabus will remain the same. The dates may change, but the syllabus will kind of always remain the same. So that's the syllabus, and the next thing down is the schedule. Again, I really recommend. Now pay attention again to because this may look different, because this is for my online or my in-person class. My online classes are all through Bullitt County Public Schools, so they have a fall break down here somewhere. So just pay attention to that. But if you're online, there still will be stuff going on this week. But anyway, so this is the schedule. I really recommend that you download it and you print it out and you keep it by whatever it is whatever computer it is that you use for this class, or put it on your refrigerator, just someplace that you can see it, so every week you'll know exactly what we're dealing with. And so the way it goes is all of these dates are the Monday at the beginning of the week. So August 14th, this is what we're going to be doing that week. August 21, this is what we're going to be doing that week. I've got this thing kind of color coded. These blue items are self-study things. So these are things that I'm not necessarily going to cover, but I want you to read them on your own. The greens, all these greens are tests. So it tells you, what the tests are over and when they're due. Now, pretty much all tests are going to be due Sunday night at midnight. Sunday night at midnight. All the tests are due. Now, we're not going to have tests every week, because you can see, like here on September 25th, nothing. You can see, but on October 2nd, we have 3 tests. Now, the tests are active day 1. You can take all of these tests tomorrow and you'll be done with the class if you want to. But the tests are active day 1. And they will stay active until whatever date this is. So like at midnight on October 8th, these tests will go away. You can't take them anymore. So everything, you can take it early, you just cannot take these tests late. So again, I really suggest you print this out and keep it someplace where you can see it very easily. And let me give you another little tip. We all have smartphones now, and you can put a reminder on your smartphone that says, every Friday, hey, check and see if I have any tests due. Now, I always kind of tell you to check on Friday instead of Sunday, because the tests are due on Sunday. And the way that my tests work, well, I'll discuss my tests in a minute. But anyway, set a reminder on your phone on on Fridays. Every Friday, check and see if you have any tests due. Because what that does is that will give you, if you do have any tests due, that gives you all weekend long to do those tests. And like I said, I'll discuss tests a little bit more in a second. So let's get out of this. There's some videos that I created, and probably this one's going to be in here somewhere. But this is a new one, so who knows? But there's different videos that you can do. There's one about how to take a test that I really suggest that you watch this. There's one that goes over the syllabus. Watch all these. These are, I took my time to make them, so watch them. All right. So let's close some of these down. Anytime you see this thing, it's just a folder. It just means that there's going to be something open up that has more stuff in it. Okay, let's go to the grade policy. Grade policy is very simple. It's just a 10-point grading system. If you have, if you get a 90 to 100, it's an A. If you get an 80 to 89 is a B, all the way on up. So it's just a regular 10-point grading system, and you'll see here that it's 100 based on the test. That's it. All right, so that's the grading policy. Again, if you have any questions on anything, you can send me an email, and I'll see if I can answer them. All right, this is very important, because I want you to, down here, it says textbook grading and testing. You'll see that I've got a release condition based on performance. So when you look in here, getting started in quizzes, there are 2 quizzes that I want you to take. One of them is on the syllabus, and all the answers can be found in the syllabus. This is just my way of making sure that you read the syllabus. And I want you to take this test, and I want you to take this test until you get 100 on it, because this little thing down here that I showed you earlier where it says textbook training and it says performance, you're not going to see how it's got a lock on it. The unlock for that is getting 100 on this test. Once you get 100 on this test, this will unlock, and you can see the stuff that's in there. So this is just my way of making sure that you take this test. And I want everybody to take this test the first week of class. If you're in one of my online classes and I don't see that you have taken this test within the first week, I'm gonna have to report you as a no-show for this class, and then let JCC do whatever it is they do. But I want everybody to take this test and get 100 on it within the first week. Because again, you've got to take this test. You've got to get 100 on it in order for this to open up. It's just the way it is. All right. This next thing is just a sample test. And the only thing is, it's got like 10 questions on it, and I try to make them easy questions. But excuse me, I really don't care what you get on this test. The purpose of this test is I just want you to take it on any device that you plan on using to take this test, to take the test for this class in. And if you can do this sample test, you shouldn't have any problem at all doing the real test when time comes. This is just a way of us making sure that your computer isn't going to have any problems on Sunday night when it gets close to midnight and you need to take the test. That's a bad time to understand that your computer has problems. If you have any problems opening stuff up, shoot me an email. I'll try to get a hold of it or try to figure out what I can do. Or you can contact Cengage, that's the publisher of the textbook, and they may be able to help you out. So just test this on any PC that you plan on using your computer for. Okay, so do this as soon as possible. Also do this on any device that you plan on using the computer for. Or you plan on any device you plan on using to take this class. So apparently there's a Blackboard app. I don't use it because it just doesn't work for my class. But if you wanted to download it, I guess there's a link that you can download it. If you have any technical problems, these are a couple of links that you can use. If you have an issue with like just using your computer, stuff like that, this link will help you out. If you have an issue with Blackboard, maybe this link will help you out. Or you can email me and I will try to help you out. Now I may tell you to contact Cengage, but I'll try to help you out if I can. All right, so there's all of this stuff. Let me close this, start here, stuff down. All right, so now this textbook training and test. This section is where everything happens. This part here is where almost everything for this class is going to happen. So I'm going to open it up and show you what I'm talking about. So I've got it broken up. There are 5 sections of this class. There's the hardware software section. There's a Word section. There's an Excel, an Access, and then a little bit further there's the PowerPoint. So those are the 5 sections. And most of the different sections have different number of components. Like the hardware software has 5 chapters. Word and Excel and PowerPoint all have 3, and Access only has 2. So, and here's the way this works. So, like, let's suppose that again, we're looking at our. Let me go ahead and open it up somewhere. Do I have it? Yeah. So, like, let's suppose that we need to work on our Word. So here's our Word test. If I need to do that, so like we're gonna let's just say we're not gonna do the test. Let's just say it's April 18th, and it says, oh, I got to do Word Module 1. So what you'll do is you'll do here, scroll down until you see Word Module 1, and when you click on that, that's going to open up more stuff. And like this, the first link, they're all kind of work the same way. The first link is going to take me to the textbook. So as soon as I click on it, takes a little time. And if everything works correctly, it should take me to Word Module 1 because that's what I'm interested in. And so like this is the textbook for Word Module 1. So like I can just start off here and then just click my way through it, and this is the textbook. And there's different links and stuff like that you can look at in here. So like the first one, we're going to be creating this first module, we're going to be creating this document. So that's to get to the textbook. All right, so let's get out of here. Got to be careful about what I close because sometimes it takes me all the way back to the beginning. Then there's like other things. There's like this is like a little bit more stuff that you can use to study. And then there's every section has a training, so you can do this training before you take the test. Now, talking about tests at the very top of each section. So like you'll look and like here's hardware software test. Microsoft Word test. The very first thing underneath the section heading, Microsoft Excel test. These are going to be the test that, and you kind of see they also have this little release condition, date, time. So again, it was like what I did is like you like if I click on word test, you can see here are the 3 word tests that you take. All right. So and up here in the videos where up here at the top, the start here, um, one of the instruction videos is like taking a test, and so that kind of shows you how to take a test. But these links are how you get to the test. Now, I said this before. I really, really, really try hard to keep this as unconfusing as I possibly can. And when you're dealing with 3 different things, again, Blackboard, MindTap, and SAM, it can be a little bit daunting. But what I've tried to do is create links in Blackboard that take you where you need to go in MindTap. They'll take you where you need to go in SAM. So you won't have to like be searching for things. Just go to textbook training and test and then look for what you need. And it's all should be here. So, all of the sections kind of work the same way. If we go all the way down to PowerPoint, you'll see here's my header for PowerPoint, and then here are the 3 tests for PowerPoint. And then there's PowerPoint Module 1. So here's the textbook. Here's some more study stuff. Here's the training for PowerPoint Module 1. So I try to make this thing as easy as I possibly can. Sometimes I'm more successful than others. So I'm always up for ideas. If anybody has any ideas of like things that I can do to possibly make this better, let me know. But remember, first thing I want you to do, I want you to go to start here. I want you to make sure that you take the getting started quizzes. I want you to make sure that you take the syllabus test. Get 100 on it. You can keep taking it until you get 100 on it. And only then will this open up. So kind of like my way of making sure that you take the syllabus test. And I want this done in the first week. All right, in the syllabus, I say that I don't do makeup exams, and I don't. I used to do it, and it just became an incredible headache. So what I've done is, like I said, there are 5 sections. Each of those 5 sections has one makeup test / project that you can do. Now, I really do not advise doing these unless you need to. So, but try to do the test here and don't do the makeup projects, because the makeup projects are a lot harder than what you would be doing up here. So here's an example. If I click on this, you'll see that there are 5. First off, there's the makeup exam for the hardware software. What I've done is I've taken all the tests, combined them into one test. You get one shot at it, and it is timed. So make sure you study before you take that if you have to take this. The word project, I just click on this thing just to kind of show you how this works. What's going to happen is you're going to end up downloading 2 files. See how long this takes. Okay, so I'm going to start it. I'll show you how this will work. So what you would do is you download these two files, the instruction file and then the start file. You're going to use the instruction file to manipulate the start file. The instructions has a list of instructions that you can download. And I'll show you this. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's drag this over so you can see it. So like these are the instruction files. And it's going to tell you exactly what you want. And one of the first things you got to do is it's going to tell you to rename the file and save it. You're going to change this 1 to a 2. And you've got to do that, otherwise it won't grade it. So, and then you're just going to follow all of these steps to manipulate the document. And I think at the very end it shows you what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, so it looks like that. Now, I always tell you guys, I don't want you to do the makeups, because the makeups are a lot harder than the test. 1. Number 2, I have nothing to do with these other than setting them up. They are graded by the textbook publisher. I can't look at it and see what you did wrong or any of that other kind of stuff. So I have nothing to do with this. Really, it's just do it, and you get 3 shots at it. You get 3 shots at trying to get this right, and whatever the best shot is what you get. And so for these makeup things, what I do is like if you have a if you miss a test. So let's suppose like Word, there are 3 tests that you can take. You get an 89, you get a 94, and in the third one you forget, you don't take it. So you got a 0 for the third test. You take this test, you get an 87 or you take this makeup project, you get an 87 on this makeup project. I will replace that 0 with an 87. Same thing if you get a low score. If you do one of these projects, for like if you do the Word makeup project, I'm going to look at and see what grades you got on the 3 tests, and I will replace the lowest with what you got on the project, provided that it's higher than your lowest grade. So this is a way to make up any zeros that you may get, or to make up a really low score that you just want to replace. Again, I stress this. Don't rely on these because they're hard. They take time. They take a lot of time, and I don't grade them. A computer grades them, and they're very specific. If it tells you to type "I went to the store" and you actually put 2 spaces between the and the store, it's going to count it as wrong. You may not be able to see what you did wrong, but it's going to count it as wrong. So don't take these unless you absolutely have to. So let's get out of this. And you can see that there is one for each of the 5 sections. The hardware software, again, is just it's a test that I combine all the questions into one test, and you timed, and you'll get 1 shot at it. Each of these you can do up to 3 times to get the best that you can. But they're hard. I mean, like I said, these are not easy. So please do not ever think that this is going to be a cakewalk. I'll just do the makeup project. And not to mention that you only get 1 for each section. So if you miss all 3 word tests and you do the word makeup and you get an 84 on it, you're going to have an 8400. So it only takes care of 1. So that's the makeup project. Lecture videos. These are videos that I kind of started doing these when COVID started out. So like, classes were shut down. So I created some lectures using my computer. So that's kind of what these are. So you can kind of look at here and kind of see what I would normally talk about in Microsoft Word or something like that. Not all of these things have videos with it, because you can see like Microsoft, I only have Word Module 1 and Word Module 2. The reason for that is I normally don't teach Word Module 3 just because it's stuff that you very rarely use. So I kind of generally make that a self-study project. But all right, so there'll be some videos for these things. They're YouTube videos, so you can use those. The PowerPoints, if you want the PowerPoints that I would be using for this class, these will take you to the PowerPoints that I would, if this were an in-person class, these are the PowerPoints for the book that I would be using. So if you want to look at the PowerPoints for this class, you can. Download textbook data files. The textbook has like some files. Like if you look at any of the Office sections, they're like a step-by-step thing. Like remember when I was, I'll take you back there. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna go back here. And I'll go back to Word, just because we saw that earlier. Word Module 1, and then I'll go to the textbook. I wish this loaded up faster, but it doesn't. So anyway. So remember me telling you that, like, in Word Module 1, our project would be to create this flyer. Uh, and as I go in here, you'll see that there are these little orange squares. These are like step-by-step things that you're going to be doing to create this flyer. It's going to tell you step by step what it wants you to do to create this flyer. So, and it starts off at the very beginning, like, run Word to create a blank document, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to start off at the very beginning. And as you go through here, you're going to find that there's more and more of these steps that it wants you to follow. Type surfs up. Press the enter key. So it's really, really basic step-by-step stuff. Let's get out of here. Okay, so where was I? Whoops, let's shut this back down. I'm not a big fan of this new version of Windows. But one of the things that you kind of saw was, I'll go back here again. At the very beginning, this picture of this surfer, like, where does that come from? That's going to come from, go back here, download textbook files download. When you click on that, it's going to open up this window, and then here you can find like where you can get those files. So if I click on data files, I think this is one I click on, and then like if I wanted to look at that picture for the guy surfing, it's going to be here. It's going to be, I'm going to click on this thing. It's going to create a zip file right up here. And then if I open up that file, there's module 1. And then there's this right here, surfing. This is that picture. So if you do the step-by-step in the book, you probably are going to need to download some of these data files. And so this is where you would get them. All right. Again, if you have any questions for that, shoot me an email and I'll help you out with it. All right. Getting back to here. So that's where that would be. Class files. In the in-person class, I tend to I will kind of speed things along in class. So here's an example. I mean, here's this, whoops, where's it at? This flyer that we're going to create. So if I was going to teach this as an in-person, I don't want to waste time having to do all this typing. First off, I'm not the fastest typer in the world. Second off, I'm not the best typist in the world, so I don't think that people really need to see that. So I don't really need to go over like that. So what this does, whoops, go back here, is Word class files. So what this would be is I have students open this file up, so you can see here is just surfs up. So here is just the text for, let's close this down because it's confusing me. Here is just the text for this flyer. So in other words, we're still going to manipulate the text, but I don't have to type all of this stuff. So that's what these text start files are, is just kind of to get a head start for the in-person class. And you can use these too, just so you don't have to type if you don't want to. And there's different ones for the different sections. So that's Blackboard for this class. I'm going to very, very, very strongly stress, I want you to click on Start Here, do the 2 quizzes, make sure that you definitely do the syllabus test and get 100 on it, because that's going to open up this. And I also want you to do the sample test. I don't care what score you get on it. It doesn't matter to me at all. Only thing I want you to do is see if you have any issues opening up and taking the test. So please roam around Blackboard, kick the tires. I'm totally cool with it. If you have any questions, shoot me an email and we'll try to get through this together. So again, let's have a good semester and talk to you soon.